Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel startuplanes.com. My name is Neha, and as you know, these are the series of interviews that we are conducting for the CEOs and founders of some excellent startups. For today's interview, we have with us Dr. P. Meghanathan PhD, the founder and MD of Tapams Group, a reputed CEO coach, turnaround and lean expert. He has over 33 years of experience including 22 years at the CEO level. Tapams Group focus on turnaround management, CEO coaching, WCM through Lean, OEM supply readiness preparation, and digital transformation consulting. We welcome you for this interview today.
Hi Neha, thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, please kindly introduce yourself to the viewers.
Okay, myself, Dr. P. Meghanathan. I'm basically a mechanical engineer and Master of Labor Management, MBA Finance, and Doctorate in Turnaround Management. Probably very few or the only one in the country to have done a doctorate in Turnaround Management. And I'm the Managing Director of a company called, it's a private limited company, it's a consulting company. So we are based at Chennai as headquarters, and there are many places in India, and also we are in Italy, Singapore, and in UAE. So we do consulting for manufacturing, trading, and service industries.
So how did you come up with this idea of startup?
See, actually, I started consulting as a one-man show in the year 1994. Almost 27 years back, while I was working in a company, I started in part-time. Then in 96, I became a full-time consultant. So I was a one-man show for many, many years. And in between, a couple of my clients forced me to become their CEOs. I give it to my associates and go back to job for some time. So in the year 2015, I have decided, okay, enough is enough for working for somebody, and we should have a full-time consulting company where, in India, there are very few good consultants are available, because if you look at most of the consultants, are there in consulting by chance. Many of the people, who retired or who lost a job, so they really don't know what to do, okay. They are not able to get a job, so they just call themselves as consultants and start doing anything and everything they know. And the very unfortunate part for small and medium industries, they can't afford companies like, say, KPMG or Price Waterhouse or McKinsey's kind of companies, where their fee starts from crores and upwards. It all starts in multi-million dollars. Okay, so able to give better results than organization like KPMG or those kind of bigger organizations, because we have been working in grassroots level for many, many years. So we thought we should focus on small and medium enterprises where high quality service we provide and take a reasonable price which they can afford. So this was the idea with which Tapams as a company was started. Otherwise, I was an independent consultant for many years, as I told. I was consulting for TVS companies, consulting as an one-man show. Okay. Then about 6 years back, we started this company. We had a private limited company. Now we have 20 odd full-time consultants. People having experience from 2 years to 45 years of experience in our team, and we have more than 100 consultants on call. Based on the engagement, we invite them and involve them. So the idea is to provide a high quality service or high quality results for an affordable price. So this was the idea with which Tapams was started.
That's really great. That's great to help those small firms. So my next question to you is, what was the most difficult part in the early stages of the company's growth?
Okay, see, I would say it in two ways. First, the early stage, when I started as an independent consultant in 94, 95, I was hardly about 25, 26 years of age when I started my consulting business first. So there were people, whom you were dealing with had experience more than my age. Okay. So people used to say, you are a kid, you are a baby, you were not even born when I started working. So what kind of teaching you are going to do? So we started with consulting something called lean implementation. Lean was a very new concept those days. Nowadays it's become a buzzword. I'm talking about almost 25, 26 years back. So we started with lean. So initial stage, it was a problem of acceptability was a problem. People were not, those days consultants were also not smart, thinking that they need help from outside. They always think what I'm doing the best, why I need somebody to come from outside and tell me what I should do better. Okay. So this used to be the attitude those days. So slowly people started accepting, and now from 2015 when we started, there are two things. One is your competition is too much. Even for a consultant, the competition is too much. But the problem is, you may be able to give a very high quality service, very high quality results, or high level of results to your client. Compared with somebody who started, who has got a couple of years of experience, he also calls himself as a consultant. And probably he is able to take that kind of assignment 1/10 of the price what or 1/5 of the price what you normally charge for the experience you have. He may produce only 10% of the result you may produce, but that comes later. The client will realize only after the client engages a consultant. But as a beginning, when you get inside a company, because you are little expensive, so that is where the problem was there between for let's say small and medium companies. So we worked out different models to convince them. Then we produced results and we started taking share of benefits from that. So that is how we started managing. So the beginning 25 years back it was acceptability, and 6 years back also it was acceptability in terms of fees, or in terms of and when you go as a private limited company, the small companies and medium companies are really a bit afraid. So it's exactly the opposite. Those days big companies were saying you are one man show. So this nowadays people say, sir, we're a big company, so it's difficult for us to afford. So this is what was a problem we face, but we have our own methodology to see to that the client doesn't need to shell out so much of money in the beginning. You save money for them and they pay from that. So that's an approach we have. Yeah.
So, sir, what was the need in the market that you identified for Tapam's offerings?
Okay. See, the first thing is, Tapam's, as I said, started as a company and focusing only on lean. Lean is a very, very popular concept for mostly the manufacturing industries, though it is very well applicable to trading, service, and any kind of business. Even we have done lean in a hotel, in a restaurant, in hospital, in an operation theater, we have done lean also. Okay. So we started with lean. Okay. So what happens is then lean becomes a very focused operations improvement approach, though it is a good business tool. But very few people understand this as a business tool. Okay, so you need to people can utilize your knowledge and wisdom in a better way. So that is how we identified there's a huge need of turnaround consulting in our country, in many countries in Asia. It's not that we have done only in India. We have done some in Singapore, few in Dubai, in Gulf countries, a couple in Sri Lanka, and we have done. And Africa, a lot of African projects we have done, companies in Africa we have done. So this turnaround is where you help a company doing reasonably okay to go to the next level, to grow much faster, to grow exponentially, to believe that they can go to next level. Just to give an example, I don't want to name the company. Recently we are doing consulting with a company who are doing hardly about say 15 crores turnover a year. So we have given a mission of Mission 50 for them, which we are driving them to help. I am talking about achieving 50 million next year. That means 5 crores turnover in 1 month. I am talking about next year, whereas the company is doing only 15 crores in the whole year. So we are talking about bringing 60 crores turnover next year. If you achieve 5 crores in next March, and the following year you will do 5 crores minimum every month. So 60 crores. A company believing that they can achieve from 15 crores to 60 crores, it's a huge turnaround. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And the underlying fact is we don't advise people to invest unless service is absolutely necessary. So all without putting much money. So that is how you try to manage the business. So this is a kind of requirement is there. There are so many sleeping giants there in the market. They really don't know how to grow, or what is to be done to grow, and how they should be able to reach the market. So we help companies to do that. So that's the biggest need for small and medium companies.
That's true. So can you explain the benefits of your services model?
See, as I said, we have 6 verticals actually. Let me give a brief about those verticals. One is turnaround management, where I said helping loss incurring companies to become profit making, or the companies who are going in a slow pace or a gradual growth to take a big leap and grow much faster and much bigger. Okay. So this is called, we call it turnaround. And the next one we say we have something called CEO coaching. So this is the most apt thing for they've grown by which of hard work and number of years. You know, they've grown to, let's say, 100 crores company, 200 crores company, but you cannot copy paste a system what you're following for a 10 crore company to a 100 crore company and 100 crore company to 200 crore company. So as you keep growing, your system also has to evolve, but also should have a high level of maturity to handle the business. So many people get stuck because they have grown bigger than what they can handle, or they've grown more than what they can handle. So that is where we get in and we be with them and see to that we teach them how to run an organization as a professional CEO, irrespective of the size, the kind of product they make, or the kind of field they are in. So that is called CEO coaching. Then our basic thing which we started with Lean, we call it WCM through Lean. It's called world-class manufacturing through Lean. This is our trademark. So how to be a world-class manufacturer through Lean systems. Okay, so this is applicable to a smallest company to any size of. Then specific to automotive industries, we have another vertical called OEM supply readiness, whereas tier 1, tier 2, tier 4, 3, tier 4 companies who have an intention to grow and start supplying to many OEMs automobiles. So we help them to prepare themselves and conduct audit and find out their flaws, help them to improve it, bring consistency so that any OEM they can approach and they can get it approved. So they can start supplying to any automotive company. So this is a fourth division. Fifth division is decent one, but we focus more on RPS, robotic process automation, AI intervention for product inspection approval. So those kind of manufacturing automation, we focus on digital transformation consulting. Then we have, of course, we have a training division where we do have, nowadays we've been having a lot of online sessions. We used to have sessions in hotels and companies. So we have more than 60, 70 titles where we can conduct training programs. We have people do that, starting from manager, all soft skills and all management side. So this 6 verticals is what comprises Tapams, let's say. Okay. So in this, if you say turnaround consulting, we have our own model. We call it turnaround hexagon, or we call it 7M model, what we call it. Okay. So we say 7M means market, money, management, material, man, machine, method. So anything you do in an organization, let's say you take Startup Lane as a company, okay, any company. So you need money to manage the business. You need management to manage market and money. Then you need processes, method, processes. And then you need machines. Maybe for your case, maybe it's computers or software or whatever it is. Then you need a method, and then you need man. So any organization which is doing any kind of activity, let it be a charitable organization, let it be a temple management, let it be a hospital management, you need market, material, you need method, you need man, you need machine.
Yeah.
So this comprises of 7M. This is our trademark. We have already got trademark across the world with 7M methodology, Tapam's own model.
Yeah.
So we have done turnaround alone for about 40 companies in the country, and 37 we have been successful. Our success rate is more than 90%, because success doesn't depend only on the consultants. It also depends how much the company performs to it and responds to it.
Absolutely.
Technology is what we deploy. We say control, improve, innovate. In each 7M, identify what are the things to be controlled, keep controlling it, and keep improving them, keep innovating, so that you take a bigger leap. At the same time, identify the risk of each and every M. From the 7Ms, each M, identify what are the risks involved and how to identify those risks, and how to eliminate them, how to prevent them. Just by doing it, we are able to turn around the companies. So we have our own models, we have our own methodology, we have our own templates. So this is what is turnaround. CEO coaching, as I said, irrespective of the size of the company, you be with the organization and either develop the current CEO or current MD as a professional CEO, or work on the second line to develop one CEO for the company. So companies like Ashok Leyland and all, they will be working on second line people like general managers and vice presidents to work on them so that one of them becomes the perfect CEO. And world-class manufacturing through lean, I said. So these three engagements we normally take with due respect to, it's called honeymoon, okay, where they try to understand our system and we try to understand their policies and culture. The best part is in that first 3 months, we try to save enough money so that they can pay our fees from the money what we save. So it doesn't pinch them. Okay, so that is what the first thing we do. So first 6 months, you do all those, find out all those low-hanging fruits and plug them and start giving quick wins. And also you are earning your fees, not you are taking your fees. So that is how we have been successful in many companies. So the same applies to CEO coaching, the same applies to WCM. So 3.5 years engaged. Other things, depending upon the requirement, can vary from 1 year to 2 years. Okay. Training is more of a need analysis. You identify the need and then work out a proposal, and based on the requirement, we give training. So this is what in a nutshell we provide service. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this was very informative regarding the 6 verticals and the 3 engagements and all other information you provided about this. My next question to you is, what are the 3 unique things about you that makes you better than your competitors?
Okay, one is we are not the people who are, who don't call ourselves as advisors. Okay, one. Second, we are not a typical training company. Training is not our major source of income. So in the last 25 years, I made X $1 million, let's say. Hardly 2-3% has come only from consulting. Okay, where you produce results for the company. The second thing is, we are not people who are willing to just say, okay, I will study and give a report and go and you implement. No, we always take projects with the implementation responsibility so that we are able to handle them and prove what we have said is possible to implement and produce results.
That's good.
And second important thing, probably we are the only consulting company in the country or probably in the world who are ready to, we take a very token fees. For example, if I am supposed to take, let's say, $2,000 for a project, or let's say $5,000 for a project, I would say, give me $500, okay? I will produce results and take percentage from that. So we are so confident that, we are able to make the change, bring the change and create results and then take money from that. Just to give an example, a company in Delhi, near Delhi, we are working, it's a big company, and we have given a proposal of charging about 8 lakhs a month for them for a 2 years engagement. Every month 8 lakh they are supposed to give. But they said, this field so well, why don't you produce result and take it? So we agreed to take only 1 lakh a month fees. Instead of 8 lakh, we are taking 1 lakh, where 3 senior consultants are involved. And in the second month itself, we could save 20 lakhs a month for them.
That's
and we are supposed to get annualized savings of whatever savings we do. We have already given proposals worth 70 lakhs. 70 lakhs savings a month, which is around 9 crores a year. So if we are successful in implementing all that, 9 crores into 20% is going to be 1.8 crores is going to be our fees. So we are getting, instead of, let's say 90 lakhs fees a year, we are getting 1.8 crores. We are happy. The client is more happy because he is paying the 1.8 crores. And I don't think any other consultants is dare enough to do this. So if you see our logo, there's a big mustache. The logo.
Yeah,
so that shows that we are daring people to take such kind of risk and provide results. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, that's incredible. So, can you explain the benefits of your services model to our viewers?
As I said, the basic our model is first focus on producing results. First thing, okay. So whatever may be the engagement, even if it is a training, we would look at how much the training is able to give you return back to the organization. Okay. There are 2 things we look at. Many people don't like to say that openly. We say the purpose of any business is to make money, whether you like it or not. Whenever we go for any training program or any discussion, people always say, sir, our vision or our value system is to provide employment to take care of people around us, to take care of environment, to bring best technology to the country, to contribute to the economy of our state, our country. Everything is fine. Absolutely very noble causes. But without making money, can you do this? You can provide employment only when you make money. You can bring best technology only you can make money. So, noble cause for any organization is to make money today, make better money tomorrow, make more money forever. So, our first approach is to, as soon as we get inside the company, any organization, the first thing we try to do is what are all the areas the money is getting wasted? What are all the areas the money is getting stuck first? Okay? So, wherever it is getting stuck, we focus on that and first release them so that you start breathing better. The money flow is better. The money flow is better, you breathe better in an organization. A smooth money flow, then you can do anything you want. So that is the first benefit we look at for any organization. First thing is anything you do, it has to result in money terms. No point in saying that my people are highly motivated, but my people are highly motivated, my profit is going down, sir. That means, it's all operation success and patient died. That's not going to help. Okay. So every activity we do, every action you take should result in your profit. And so this is the first approach we do. Okay. And the second important thing is to identify and understand who are all the people who can really contribute. We try to classify people like this. Like there are some specialists, who are extremely talented, extremely skilled. But they are not interested in, taking care of this management tension. But they are very happy doing their research work like a crazy scientist. They will keep on doing great things. So we call them specialists. Manage anything and everything, and quickly they can turn around any area. Then there are people who are followers, and there are some negative people. So we focus on these generalists and specialists, or a combination of generalists and specialists. We call them fast track. So we identify these people and start nurturing them and even force the management to write a clear career planning for 5 years so that you don't lose them. Ultimately, all your technology, your great process, everything is waste if you don't have good people. So the good people only can make it or break it. So we identify those people and nurture them and guide them, help them, and see to that they also grow in the organization and they also grow the organization. So this is a second important result we provide to the organization. And the third important thing is to make the organization to think beyond. As I said, a 15 crores turnover company, we are dreaming to become 60 crores. There's another company which was doing about 200 crores a year, and we made them do 1,000 crores in 5 years. And there's a company which was doing about 30 crores a year, we made them to reach 100 crores in 2 years. So until, somebody comes and tells them, how to do, and there is a potential, it doesn't always need that level of investment or that high level of investment with available resources, with little bit addition, how you can make your business, 2x, 3x, 4x. That is what is our specialty. So these three, very few consultants can do that. Probably because, as I said, I have been working as a CEO for the past 25 years, either as a CEO or advisor on board to CEOs. Very few people with so many years of experience as a CEO to become consultants. There are so many people of my kind would have made enough money and settle down. They are not going to put their head down and break their head to help companies. So that's the kind of people we have. That's the solutions. Yeah.
It's good to know that you stepped ahead to do benefit for the small firms. So it's really great.
Yeah, that's the only way you can also grow, and I think that's the best way to give back to the society.
Yeah. So my next question is, why should a job applicant work with you?
That's a good question. Okay. Mostly we have very senior people. Okay. Senior people in the sense, when I say people from minimum would be about 10, 15 years. But we do have young people also. Right now I have about a couple of guys who joined us as a trainees, as a graduate engineer trainee.
Yeah.
So there's one boy, I don't know to name him, who joined us 2 years back, and he would have handled about 5 projects by now. A fresh engineer that came out of college and joined us and worked in about companies size from 15 crores a year to 1500 crores a year, 1500 crores a year. Engineer with 2 years experience is clocking 25,000 salary a month plus about 19,000 incentives. So where you are going to get, even in IT companies today, they don't pay you so much. Around 35 to 40,000 rupees a month for a fresh engineer with 2 years experience is never going to get. One. Second, the advantage of being in a company like us, you get exposed to many industries. Like he got exposed to fabrication industry, he got exposed to rubber industry, he got exposed to die casting industry, he got exposed to capital goods in the manufacturing. So in 2 years, 3 years time, getting exposure to so many organizations is going to be impossible for somebody who joins even Reliance or joins TVS or any big company. Okay. It will take 2 years for you to understand what is what in industry in such big organizations. Today, this man is sitting across with the CEO of the companies and making presentations and discussing with them. So that is what you get. Okay. And the advantage is, the company keeps growing, so you also grow with the company. Or after 4 years, 5 years, you want to really take a big, so that you will get a nice girl for a marriage. So probably, he can use all his experience to get into a big company. That's also another problem. Many people say, sir, people don't understand what is consulting company. So it's very difficult to explain. So after 5 years, you get all this experience. Then they are able to go in a much bigger position in big companies. And if they feel they are really good at what they do, we have options. And I always say there's a big difference between a manager and a consultant. Okay. A manager does 80% of their time, he does management. Management is what? Calling for meetings, attending meetings, preparing presentations, shouting at people, looking at the reports, and calling supervisors and shouting them. This is what you call it management, correct? And probably they can pull out their time for doing any evaluation. But consultants are not like that. Each and every minute they focus, they add value. And not only that, you can add value to many places. Many companies need this kind of service. So 10 plus years experienced people, if they are very strong, they feel they are quick in learning and also good in teaching and exhibiting. Market is open and we are also open.
Okay, sir.
I'll give you one example.
Sure.
In just lean itself, the major focus for lean is identifying the difference between value-added activities and non-value-added activities. Any activity you do that should positively add value to the product. That is called value-adding activities. Anything which is not adding value to the product, like you are picking up, putting it, lifting it, pushing it, doesn't add any value to the product. When you actually do a process, it adds value. Okay. And you make a wild guess that in Indian industry, or for that matter, most of the companies in Asia, barring countries like Japan and Taiwan and China, can you imagine what would be the value-added content of somebody in an organization, a worker in an organization, when he does 8 hours of work? What would be the percentage of time or percentage of activities he does will be value-adding? Can you make a wild guess?
Okay. Maybe 30, 40, probably.
Not bad. For 350 companies, it varies anywhere from 6% to 9%.
Okay, so it's like a very small amount of time.
Yeah, 91 to 94% of the time, what people do is not adding value to the product. It is actually an useless activity which the engineers and managers have to study and find a solution so that these people are put into a better work, more high value adding work.
It's needed considering the number 6 to 9.
6 to 9 is what is our experience in about 300 plus companies I'm talking.
Yeah.
Very, very reputed companies to smallest companies. And if a company is doing more than 15%, 20%, they're all called world class. Okay. So ideally speaking, the value added content should be 75%. Only 25% should be NVA because you have to lift, you have to put it. But the content should be less than 25%. But today, the value added content is less than 10%. So that's the kind of situation, at least in India and many of the African countries have designed the process like that. But there's a huge market. If somebody really understands and wants to be in consulting, there's a huge market. And we'd be more than happy to accept such people.
Yeah, it was great insight, especially the figure is quite astonishing for me, but individually. So I expected at least 30 because we expect that.
30 is very high.
Oh, yeah, considering the reality, it is very high actually. So if it wasn't for your company, what would you be doing right now?
Probably I would have been working for a consulting company. Okay. Or I would be working in a big group as an internal consultant for many of their units. Like even when I was working as a CEO of also a company, I was always like it's a huge group. I was a CEO of one particular business, but I was a world-class manufacturing head for the whole group. So I was in the company. I was based at Hosur, handling South India to Pune. I was traveling to Pantnagar, traveling to Delhi, to teach other unit people or to ensure that they also follow these practices. So even while working also, I was like an internal consultant. Okay. Probably I would be working for a consulting company or in an organization would be working as an internal consultant. Even when I work as a CEO of a company also, I work more like an internal consultant there. I don't spend so much time on routine work. I normally delegate to other people and I focus only on value-added.
Good to know.
Or I would have been a professor in IIM or some such places.
Okay, sir. So moving on to our next question. Are you looking for any vendors to help you simplify any part of your business?
Yeah, I would say we definitely need vendors in digital transformation, more on automation side. Okay. So there are a lot of requirements and we need people who are ready to provide simple and for automation. We can provide the concept, we can give ideas, we can give what is input, what is output expected and all. So we need technical people who can help us to do low cost automation or affordable cost automation. So when I say affordable cost automation, whatever is invested, we should be able to get it back in 6 months' time from the benefits. So that kind of vendors are definitely welcome. We have a lot of requirements. Yeah.
So what are the recent and long-term plans of your company?
Okay, so one is, as I said, we keep expanding now. In India itself, we have offices in Mumbai, Pune, we have office in Delhi, we have office in Bangalore. We have people sitting in Baroda, we have people sitting in Madurai, Coimbatore. And also we have office in Italy, Singapore and Gulf. Unfortunately, as 1.5 years, we could not travel outside because of this pandemic. In India, we have been traveling and we are expanding to many other places. The idea is to make Tapams as a brand. The thing I would say in last 5.5 years or 6 years, what one achievement we have done is now people talk about Tapams as a company. It is not Meghnadhan's company. So we created a brand. Okay. It used to be Meghnadhan sir's visit. Now it is Tapam's team visit. Okay. So that we will continue to bring value to this brand because ultimately organization can only grow faster and reach many places to help many people. One individual cannot.
Yeah, absolutely true.
Okay, one.
Yeah.
The second is we are planning to go for online trainings for reaching people and also certification process for people. For example, we want to certify turnaround management experts. There is no such course available in the world. You go to Google and search turnaround management consultant, you will not even find one available. Okay. And we are not people who would like to spend money for bringing our name to the top. So let it come gradually.
It takes time.
The company which does turnaround consulting full-fledged. Okay. And if you go for expertise in turnaround or CEO coaching or lean, very few good people available. So we want to actually expand this and want to bring many young people like you, who comes out of college and 1 or 2 years experience, provide them a lot of knowledge and wisdom with practical training, with giving them projects, certify them so that they provide service to society or they can also become consultants. So this is what these 2 plans we are working on. Future, if you ask me, we want Tapams to reach everywhere in the world.
Hopefully it will.
I'll be the happiest man if we have 100 branches in 100 countries and provide the same seriousness of service we provide now.
Okay. good to know about your recent and long-term plans for the firms. What would be the one piece of advice you would give to budding entrepreneurs?
Okay, see, there is only 2-3 things one has to look at it. Okay.
Yeah.
The entire world is of disruption today. Disruption, you call it, or creating an invisible competition. Unfortunately, today, any business which is going to kill 5 other businesses is going to be successful. Okay, I hope you understand what I'm saying. For example, if you take a mobile phone, okay, the mobile phone has got a camera and it has got a telephone directory in it. It has got a telegram or WhatsApp or SMS in it. It has got a mini computer in it. It has got a calendar in it. It has got telephone in it. Okay. So one technology has killed almost 10-12 technologies. Just imagine somebody sitting in corner of Shivakashi or in corner of Chennai printing telephone directories. Okay. Would have never thought a mobile manufacturing company. So the disruption is so bad. Okay. One technology is giving competition to so many technologies. So if you want to grow fast, if you want to be big in much shorter time, so come out with a very disruptive idea which can bring high value to customer on an affordable price. Okay. If you are going to be one among the 100, one among the 1,000, then you are not going to grow or you will fade away very quickly. So any budding entrepreneur which can give high amount of value to the customer, which is not available as of today, and an affordable price. Okay, that is one. Second important thing, your business should have a very sincere motto of servicing the customer. Your motto should not be only to make money. You will make money if you provide better service to customer. Okay. And the third important thing, if you don't have long-term plan, better take a job and settle down. Okay. Business is not easy.
Yeah, there will be many ups and downs.
There is no pain. There is no gain without pain. There is no gain without pain. Correct?
Yeah.
You make profit. You don't earn salary when you're a businessman. You make profit.
Absolutely.
Okay. So that is why a businessman makes much more than an employee. Okay. So the reason is they also take equal risks. So the business always comes with a risk. So if you are going to be thinking quick earning money, I would settle down, I will have my bungalow in Miami Beach and I won't settle down, that's not going to happen. Those days are gone. It's all 50 years old story. Okay. Today you should have a very, very clear long-term approach and build business with a very high disruptive idea so that the market gets high value from that and affordable price, and make a plan for the next 15-20 years how we are going to keep going ahead and how we are going to face the market challenges. Also have an exit strategy. Okay, you should have a very clear understanding. Okay, once either it is success or failure, this is a time I will exit. That also you should have. No emotions in business. So if you are going to have all this, then you can be an entrepreneur. Otherwise, best thing is find a good job, find a good girl, get married and settle down. Don't even think of getting into business.
Great, sir. Thank you for your time. It was great having you with us here, and we wish you all the best for your coming future endeavors.
Thank you so much. Nice meeting you. Thank you.